So I sloppily wrote this last night. I was trying to think of some safety tips for viewers. I got kind of lazy. It was pretty late at night. It was like 4 a.m. Okay, for viewers, what can you do as the viewer? What can you do to protect yourself? You're thinking, I'm not even at risk. I'm just sitting in chats. What the heck? That's not even a big deal. Well, you guys, you need to keep your age, gender, location, and additional personal information to a minimum. Does that mean you can't talk to people about things? No, absolutely not. You should feel comfortable, and you should want to put yourself out there and have fun. Okay? I'm not saying you have to just stop having fun. Okay? It's not what I'm saying. What you need to do though is that you need to keep these things guarded. Share it when you're ready. Don't just come and do a chat and say, I'm 13, I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, and I've got a pet doggy named Sadie. I could literally Google that, plus your screen name, and probably find 10 pictures of your family members. I could probably find where you're located. Don't do that. Also, if you're underage, don't tell people you're underage in chat. Do not do that. Do not do that. Don't tell people you're underage. That is like you're putting a target on your head. I've literally had someone, this was years ago, targeted another individual in my community because they were underage. There are perverts, there are people that are predatory. It's very, very scary. Be careful. Guard your chat. If you're a streamer, protect your chat. Protect them like they're your children. Hold them close. Don't let them tell their information. Cut them off. If people start talking about age and all these things, cut it off. Cut it off. Don't let them talk about it. Be broad. Say, I'm from Texas, instead of saying, I live in X city by this store, you know? Say, you know, she protect, but she also attack. Oop, my iPad fell asleep. Oopsies. You could be John Cena. It's true. It's true. We've got ads. Sorry, guys. I didn't pay for this app. I didn't pay for it. Know your surroundings. Think smart. Think smart. Read the chat. Read the chat. If the streamer's having a bad day, read the chat. You know what I mean? Don't fuel the flame. You know what I'm saying? Come in with a good vibe. Come in with good vibes first, you know? I think it's always wise to be with at least one other person. Absolutely, Dwell. And this goes even to Tinder, any kind of like matchmaking hookup stuff, you know. Be careful, y'all. Be careful. I have been a viewer in a stream before, and 5 minutes later, someone has already looked all this stuff about me and tells chat in the streamer. I just don't understand it. It's horrifying, Domino. You've been doxxed. That was a doxing attack. They released information that is not meant for public knowledge without your consent. You can actually sue and seek legal aid for that. Use the same screen name on all social media. So this is kind of a double-edged sword. This is kind of a double-edged sword that some people are for and some people are against. Now, this is more kind of for streamers. I would say keep all of your profiles the same. If you have a business, keep all of the profile names the same, so it's easier to manage your personal and professional, okay? You gotta have that separation. So if you're gonna have your personal stuff be your full real name, okay, for private stuff like a private Facebook, right? And then you're gonna have, you know, Bruises, which is my online all over. It's all the same, so it's easy to manage. And I suggest this for viewers as well, and you're probably thinking, why? That's going to be easier for people to track me. Well, sometimes that's good. If there was information leaked about you or something, people can get in contact with you. It also helps you grow relationships with friends online. It is very crucial to have friends online, just as much as friends in real life. It's super important. It's very valuable. There's just so many people that I've met that have like 15 different screen names. Like Taze knows. Taze's been part of my community since day one, since before day one. I think we met on Instagram before I was even a streamer. And gosh, it's crazy. Some people are like, you know, I'm cool guy 69 over here on Twitch, and then they're Jamie Lee Curtis over on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just crazy. People are just have so many different names all over, and it's easier to just condense. Okay, invest your time in multiple online content creators, okay? So you always have an active community to be with. This is very valuable because communities are very volatile, meaning they can disappear, okay? There can be issues. There can be issues that stop a streamer or a YouTube content creator or anything like that from producing content for a long time. So if you put all of your eggs in one basket, which is good, it's important to support the people that you love with your time and your energy, but it's also good to have other communities that you're a part of. Don't pigeonhole yourself and leave yourself destitute. I know a lot of people struggle with mental health, mental illness, physical pains, and they depend on communities for love, affection, and friendship. But what happens if I'm sick for a month, you know, just like this happened a year and a half ago? I was in the hospital for a month. I was so sick, and my community suffered. They were alone. They were very lonely, and they were very distraught. So it's important to have a lot of friends online and to spread yourself. Refrain from subscribing and tipping if you do not have the funds. Casters are protected via PayPal, and your chargebacks will be contested. They will be contested, absolutely. Absolutely be contested. And it's very important. Don't give money that you don't have. Don't steal money from your parents. Don't do anything illegal or anything crazy. Give if you can. Streamers and any content creators. This goes anywhere. If you're an artist, a model, if you're on YouTube, reviewing candles, those people deserve to be supported for their time and their energy. And if you're able to support them, that's fantastic. But if you're not, support them with being a great person, by being there, by viewing, liking, commenting, everything. Be a positive influence. It's very important. Thank you for the resub, Fuzzy. 10 months. 10 months. I have all the alerts shut off, but I will be running all the alerts later once this is done. I actually need to take a quick moment's break. I need to pee. I drink so much water. I apologize. I will be right back, y'all. Just give me a few moments. Thank you so much. Okay, I am back. I pee very, very quickly. Thank you all so much for being here. I really greatly appreciate it. I am here with Binx TV. If you are just now tuning in or you've been here for a bit and you're kind of just like, what's going on? Well, I'll just fill you in a little bit. Binx TV is an absolutely fantastic, fantastic platform for streamers and for viewers to engage and to find other communities that are very positive and very influential. So basically what you can do is sign into Binx TV. It's super, super easy. And if you idle that page, you're able to watch a lot of viewers, and every 30 minutes they give away one free Steam code for a game, for a random game in chat. So you're eligible to win things, earn points, spin the wheel to win other prizes. It's fantastic. It's really cool. It's really awesome. Really, really awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump back in. What screen was I on? Was it this one? Nope, it's this one. Oopsies. I appreciate y'all so much. Thanks, Meow. Hello, hello. Thanks so much. Okay, so we pretty much finished up safety tips for viewers. I couldn't think of any last night. Anything else that I can suggest for you as a viewer, what you can do to be a better consumer? I think the number one thing that I can say is do not advertise your stream. Okay, unless you are financially funding that streamer, I really would not suggest advertising your stream. This includes, oh, I just finished up my stream and I did such and such. Refrain from coming in and being a negative energy. I know there are some days that are really, really tough. There are some days that are really, really tough, and you just want somebody to talk to. But I would say come in and say at least hello to the viewer, or to the viewers and to the caster. Say hello, how are you? Wait for them to respond. You know, take a moment yourself to. Sorry, this keeps falling asleep. Take a moment yourself to reflect and goodness, sorry about these ads. You know what I mean? Really reflect on the information that you want to give everybody. Do you want to let everybody know that your girlfriend just ran into your car with her truck? Is that something that everyone needs to know online? Is that important? Is that something that everyone should know? You know what I mean? It gives more information about yourself. Just like self-advertising in chat, it can be negative. People in other communities can look at you in a negative light. They can look at you as maybe sharing too much, maybe overstepping your boundaries. And that safety concern can become a problem. I've known other streamers that have gone into many chats spreading. Well, I've known of moderators of certain channels trying to advertise for a stream that they really love. Right? They're like, oh, I love Sarah the Flower 87, right? And so what they do to try to get people to come to her stream, they I just made up a name. They go to other major streams and drop the link to her chat. Well, what happens is that opens Sarah the Flower up to assault and abuse, because most people don't like that. And by most people, I mean everybody. No one likes that. It's not appreciated. It's not appreciated at all. You know, hey, I'm going to go stream, you know, you're opening yourself up for a lot of abuse that you don't deserve. So save the advertising, save the, you know, horn tooting to social media. Use your social media as a tool to grow yourself that way. If you want to advertise, build a community outside of Twitch. Don't force it upon other people, because they might react negatively, and they will. They'll do it. It is meow, but it shouldn't be. Oh, you're welcome, John. Let's read the book. I'm reading it. I'm reading the book. You get to read it with me. It's great. Okay. Personal safety and prevention. I even made a checklist for you guys. I made a checklist. I made it easy for y'all. I'm so thoughtful. Personal safety is everything. Keeping yourself, your loved ones, and your private information private seems like a daunting task in 2018, but it is possible with the right precautions made. It is. It's possible. You are able to put yourself on lock to the nth degree. Okay, so I made a list of a few things that I think is important for you guys to look at, and a few things that's very, very important for you guys to do. Okay, let's go down the list. Contact local law enforcement to explain online presence and the possibility that my residence might be targeted. Okay, this one's a hard one, y'all. This one's a very hard one. I know it is for fact because I've had to do it. But unfortunately, I didn't have this information when I first started. So I had to do this after the police were already here, which was very difficult. They didn't understand what I was doing. Streaming 4 years ago was not this. It's not what it is now. And the cops had no idea what I was doing. I was literally talking to an elderly gentleman, sheriff. He was an older gentleman who really probably didn't even know how to use a smartphone. So you need to have this conversation with local law enforcement before it happens. This is all about preventative measures. You have to do this because when SWAT shows up at your door and your mom's sitting on the couch and the cops bust in with flashbangs, it's too late. It's too late. And I know this firsthand. And it's horrifying. Inform trusted neighbors of occupation and the possibility of safety concerns. Okay, so this is for everybody living in a home, okay? If you're living in an apartment, please do not tell your neighbors what you do. I really highly suggest not doing that. Apartment complexes have a higher rate of theft, of burglary, so you need to be very, very careful about the information that you are giving your neighbors. If anything, I'd be even careful taking my computer inside and outside without covering it up. You know, when you're moving into an apartment, be very careful. Even for homes, be careful what you allow people to see you have. If they find out you have thousands of dollars of all kinds of stuff in your house, of computer gear and all kinds of stuff, they will try to take it from you. So be very careful. But this applies for people that live in maybe a subdivision or an area outside of the city. Inform your neighbors of what you do. All of my neighbors know that I do this. They all know that I'm always home. They all know that. So it's very, very important. It's very, very important. Create a line of help. Help your neighbors and let them help you. Give them phone numbers to contact, emergency contacts. I gave all of that to all my neighbors. Every single one of my neighbors up and down my block, at least 10 of my neighbors, have a sheet that I printed out and laminated of all my information, how to help me if they see SWAT, if they see police outside my house, to give them this information. It's a bright yellow card that I made for them, and I will include that in a PDF later. It's a PDF that I made. Well, it's a little print that I made, and you guys can have it printed out and laminated and give it to your neighbors. And it's your website information, what you do. It's just like a quick information, blood type, and everything. You need to have this information in case there is an emergency. Obtain a P.O. box for all stream-related purchases, account directing, and online signups, etc. So what does this mean? You're probably thinking, why do I need a P.O. box? No one's going to send me anything. Well, it's not about that. It's about having a business, operate as a business, working like a business. You have to think, if I'm going to accept money from people, which Twitch originally wasn't even about that. When I first started streaming, tipping didn't exist. Like, people didn't do that. But now it's like everyone that starts a stream has a tipping thing, which is really interesting because when I started, let me just kind of go down memory lane and be an old person for a second. But when I first started streaming, people thought it was really weird if you had a tip or a subscribe button, like links to those things, if you were under 1,000 followers. And obviously now everyone has all of that stuff. It's just common everything. But it was kind of considered weird. People thought it was kind of like just like weird if you were like under a certain threshold, which was really dumb. But now everyone has tipping. So if you accept people to tip, they're not donating. We're not charities unless you're working for a charity, or all of your proceeds go to a charity. Do not call it donations. Call it tipping. Call it tippings. Thank you for the tip. Thank you for tipping me. It's just like a waitress or any other hardworking person in the, what's the word? I can't think of it. The industry, anything like that. It's very, very important. Very, very important. So you need a P.O. box. You really do. You really do. And that's something that I need to do. I need to set up a P.O. box. I had one for a while, but I removed it. Set up two-step authentication on all social media, online accounts, private accounts included. Private accounts included. I can't stress this enough. I can't. There's many apps that you can download. Some of them have a monthly cost that you have to pay for that will automatically generate you new passwords and store all of your passwords behind an encrypted wall. Okay? So you're probably thinking, like, what does that mean? Why do I need that? You need it. People are going to keylog you. You're going to get viruses on your computer. They're going to find your stuff. You're going to find it. They're going to find it. If your password is simply a pet's name and a number, they're going to find it. They're going to find it. You need to be careful. It needs to be a string of just crazy nonsense, okay? And I'm talking symbols, numbers, letters, lowercase, uppercase, everything. It needs to be crazy. And I know it's a pain in the butt. It's a pain in the butt. But it's important, and it keeps you safe. It doesn't get your Twitch shut down like mine did. Because that was horrible. That was a horrible day. Trying to communicate with a Twitch admin who couldn't verify that I'm actually me. Because someone had hacked my stuff and closed my account. Horrible. Horrifying. Horrifying. And at this point, I had 15,000 followers on here. And you know what the Twitch admin told me? She said, you might want to just make a new account. That's what she said. That is what she told me. And I said, and I was bawling my eyes out. And I said, no. She's like, well, if you're receiving this kind of threats and attacks, then maybe you should move on and start a new account. But I had 15,000 people that had backed me. It was painful. But I kept going. I kept going. And I said, hell no. I'm not letting these people win. I'm not letting them win. And I've never let them win. All the abuse and all the suffering that I've put up with online, I refuse. I refuse to put up with it. And I'm here today to talk to you guys about fixing the things that I messed up. I want to tell you, don't do what I did. Be better. Be better than me, okay? Encourage family members to secure their accounts online. This means sitting down with them. This does not mean just telling your grandpa to change his emails, okay? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying sit down with them, educate them. They're going to get frustrated. It's going to be a hard conversation. You know, make yourself some tea, get yourself a Red Bull, because it's going to be a long day, and it's going to be painful, okay? Trying to explain to your parents why. And then they're gonna, you know, say, why did you need to do this to us? Why did you do this to the family? Why can't you just work a 9 to 5? You know, why do you need to do this? You need to figure out why. Why are you doing this? What's your reason for streaming? What does it mean to you? You need to convey that to them. And I know it's so hard. It's so hard. It's so hard. And if that means that you have to write it down in a letter and read it to them or give them the letter, so be it. That's what you got to do. You got to explain yourself. Sit down and explain to your living mates or family what you are doing online. Keep them informed about harassment, abuse, etc. If you are being bullied, if you are being abused, this goes for viewers and for streamers. This goes for everybody. If any of this stuff is happening, you need to let them know. Let your closest people know so that they can help you. You don't want to be alone in all of this stuff, because it will land you in the hospital like I ended up at last year. And this is the truth. I love you, Taze. Hi, everybody. Hi, Dizzy. It landed me in the hospital. I was dealing with so much emotional stress. I was dealing with so many issues because of people harassing me online, people assaulting me, people doxing me and DDoSing and all of these things. A year and a half ago, I landed myself in the hospital. I stopped eating. I was basically, it was a slow suicide. And I'm now talking about it, I can openly talk about it. I'm finally at a point now I'm able to talk about it without crying. But I was in such a bad state. People pushed me very hard to stream more hours, stream longer. And I was not taking care of myself. And I landed my ass in the hospital for a month. Don't do what I did. Don't bottle that up. If people are abusing you online, seek law help. Call a lawyer. Call a cop. Talk to your parents. Don't keep them in the dark. It almost cost me my life. It's like, thanks for the sub. I don't have any alerts on. Thank you, BB. Remove all material from social media that could potentially come back to haunt you. A reminder, all information online will surface again. So we talked about this earlier, but this is just for the checklist. You got to make sure that you get all that stuff off. If you're drinking online, you got friends online on all of in your photos and stuff. They don't need to be a part of this. You know, keep yourself separated, especially your parents, your loved ones. I would say even your pets. You know, it's hard. I know it's hard. We'd like to share everything. We're in this age where it's good to constantly be oversharing, but sometimes it's good to shut it off too. I'm way more I guess conservative on how much I post and what I post. I'm very. It's more direct. It's more direct. Adjust Twitch's auto mod feature to catch all negativity in chat. Twitch's auto mod is amazing. It's really probably one of the greatest things that Twitch has done in the past year or two to help cut back on chat abuse. Set your auto mod on Twitch higher. Set it high. Because you know what? It's easier to just remove the conversation from the chat as the streamer. Like, I don't want to see it, right? It's better to not see it than to go and... Okay. Would you rather see curse words and calling you a bad name, or would you rather just not see it and have to, unban the person? You know what I mean? If it was an accidental, you know, modding thing. It's easier to not see it first, okay? Because it's so hard to see these negative words and continue what you're doing. Especially if you're playing a competitive game or if you're just trying to have a nice conversation. It's easier to get rid of it first. Get it gone, you know? So what I would say is also tune your chat bot to also moderate the chat with trigger words, link protection, and spam protection. I know you guys are probably thinking, oh, but Nikki, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. When I come into your chat, I can't say anything. It's so touchy. Your bot's so touchy. It's a Nazi mod. But we need that. People need to be more cautious about what they say. You need to think before you talk. It's important. It's very important. It is way easier to unban. Absolutely, Steffi. Absolutely. And I know every moderator in my chat can agree with me that it's so much, it's easier to just decline the messages and to remove the negativity before it happens. It's way easier. Welcome back, Lindy. Automod for the win. Absolutely. Therapy.com for anonymous ranty peeps. Yes, do it. Absolutely. There's a lot of awesome things that you can check out online. Absolutely. We'll learn how to talk in your chat. It's true. It's true. You need to learn. You need to learn how to talk to people online. And I think that's one thing that that's very important is that the atmosphere that a streamer has in their channel is theirs. That is theirs, and you need to respect that. Just like if you were to come into somebody's home and they want you to take your shoes off at the front door so that you don't traipse mud in the house, you wouldn't just, if they asked you, hey, could you please take your shoes off at the door? And then you just say, oh yeah, okay, sure. And then you just like continue to walk into the house with the muddy shoes. It's like, take off your shoes, please, take them off. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you just gotta be really careful about that and make sure that you know it's really important, really important.